If I knew someone that was considering adopting the TI-Nspire technology, first of all, I'd be pretty excited for them. I think I would talk to them about the support, how much is available online, the things that the documents and the labs that are already developed, the ability to use the Navigator software because it's really very user-friendly and very easy to use, how quickly they could come up with their own questions if they needed to, and how, I think most importantly, how it would allow them to get immediate feedback from their students. And so the assessment would be much quicker, and you wouldn't have to wait until the next day to come back in and say, okay, so many of you couldn't do this particular concept, we need to revisit that. I think that the TI-Nspire technology will be able to change my students' level of engagement by actually making them much more responsible for their own learning. If I'm using the Navigator, which I plan to use, then I will send things out to them and I will know immediately who's engaged, where we are, what they're doing, how quickly I can get the responses back from them. The fact that 25 out of the 26 have responded and I know I'm waiting on number 26, he will also, or she will also know that I'm waiting on them. So that gives them a safety blanket in that they can get it to me as they finally figure it out. I also think that it becomes a much more personal thing to them because everybody will have their own calculator or their own handheld assigned to them, and that communication between them and I can either be made public or very private, and the private part will allow them to feel very secure about what they don't understand or they do understand and communicating that to me. Then I think they're going to be able to be much more honest with me as an instructor, and I think that that allows me to have a much more of a one-on-one communication with them about where they are in the learning curve and how the concepts are playing out for them. The TI-Nspire technology will change my students' ownership of their learning because they will be held accountable for responding to me, for responding to the questions in the lab on their handhelds. Typically when you work in a lab group and it's pencil and paper, if you have 3 or 4 students in a lab group, then someone becomes a secretary and does all the responding and writing down, but you don't really know for a fact how 3 or 4 students are thinking about that question. If I use the handheld and they have to type in their response, then I will be able to read word for word what that particular student is thinking. TI is offering a large amount of material in terms of science content. There is the TI Science-Nspire that I can go to. I know that NASA has developed a lot of activities that relate back to the TI-Nspire technology, and I know that I can do some exchanges with teachers.